In the name of Almighty Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful. Hi everyone. Today my video is the second part of how to do direct indirect speech. In this video, I will tell how to change questions from direct to indirect speech. Now what happens? Mostly students make mistakes in tense, pronouns and adverbs when they want to put questions in their writing tasks without inverted commas and in continuous writing. I hope that this video will help you to know the rules how to put questions in continuous writing in indirect way. So let's get started. So first of all, let's have a brief recap. Viewers, there are two ways to report speech, direct speech and indirect speech. What is direct speech? Direct speech is a way of describing someone's actual words spoken by him or her without making any change in the words or the message or the tense. Direct speech is always written in inverted commas. And what is indirect speech? Indirect speech is a way of describing or reporting someone's words in indirect way, keeping the exact information and message intact, but by making necessary changes in the tense, pronouns, adverbs of time and place, and by introducing conjunctions to make it an indirect narration. So let's start with questions. Dear viewers, let me tell you that there are two types of questions. Number one is yes-no questions, that is starting with auxiliary or helping verbs. For example, is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, do, does, did, will, shall, can, could, would, should, and may. Let me tell you that if a question starts with an auxiliary verb or a helping verb, it is called yes-no question. For example, is he a good boy? Yes, he is. And second type of question is WH word questions, that is starting with when, which, where, why, what, how. For example, where are you going? Now look at examples of yes-no questions. She said, do you want me to buy this laptop? She asked if he wanted her to buy that laptop. First sentence is direct speech. The question is in direct speech in the first sentence, and the same question is there in indirect speech in the second sentence. Now look at the changes which have been brought about in indirect narration. The reporting verb said has been changed into the reporting verb asked. We have placed a conjunction if here, and the pronoun of second person has been changed into pronoun of third person, that is he. Now we know that if the reporting verb is in the past tense, the tense in the reported speech will change also. And I have told in my previous video that that is called back shift. We go further back. So here in indirect speech, we will change this present tense into past tense. So want has been changed into wanted, and adverb this has been changed into that. So you can see that we have made this sentence. We have made this question in indirect narration. She asked if he wanted her to buy that laptop. This me, because this me has been used for she, that's why we have changed this pronoun of first person into pronoun of third person. Look at the second example. They said, are they going to visit a doctor? And then in indirect speech, they inquired of them whether they were going to visit a doctor. Here, in this question, in indirect narration, we have used this reporting verb, inquired of. You can use either of them. You can use asked, or you can also use inquired of. Then we have placed whether as a conjunction here in this question in indirect form. Again, you can use either if or you can use whether. Now look at the other changes. In direct speech, in this question, there the reported speech is in the present continuous tense. So we will change it into past continuous tense. Let me tell you another very important thing, that when we are changing a question from direct speech into indirect speech, we will place this auxiliary or a helping verb here after the subject. You can see here in this indirect narration that this helping verb has been placed after the subject they. Now look at the whole question in indirect speech. They inquired of them whether they were going to visit a doctor. The third example, the teacher said to me, "Will you perform well in the examination?" Indirect speech, the teacher asked me if I would perform well in the examination. Again, the changes, said has been changed into asked, to has been removed because we do not use this to in indirect speech. Me, again, let me tell you the rule that if the person addressed reports the speech, the second person pronoun in the reported speech will change into first person pronoun because the person addressed is reporting the speech. Otherwise, always the pronouns of first and second person will change into third person. This is only the exception, that if the person addressed reports the speech, then this second person pronoun will change into first person pronoun. Now we have changed this will into would. Now look at the whole question in indirect narration. The teacher asked me if I would perform well in the examination. So this is how we change yes no questions from direct speech into indirect speech. Changes in yes no questions in indirect speech, which I have already told you. What are these changes? Inverted commas are removed, question mark is removed and a full stop is placed. Conjunction whether or if is added to make it indirect narration. Pronouns of first and second person have been changed into third person, and pronoun of second person has been changed into first person pronoun if the person addressed reports the speech. Adverbs of place and time have also been changed. Now examples of questions starting with WH words. First example. He said, "Where are you going today?" He asked where he was going that day. Again, look at the changes. The reporting verb said has been changed into the reporting verb asked. Now, what is the difference between simple yes-no questions and WH word questions? In simple yes-no questions, we used if or whether as conjunction. But here in WH word questions, we will use the same WH word as a conjunction. Again, the rest of the changes will be made according to the same pattern. Like if the reporting verb is in the past tense, the tense in reported speech will also change. As it is present continuous tense, so it will change into past continuous tense. He asked where he was going. Today will change into that day. Again, we will place helping verb after the subject in indirect narration. Second example, the old man said, "How will I get the money to buy clothes?" The old man asked how he would get the money to buy clothes. You can see that how has been used here as a conjunction, the same WH word. Again, let me tell you that although this how doesn't start with WH word, but it is included in the same list. The rest of the changes, will has been changed into would. This pronoun of first person has been changed into pronoun of third person. So look at the question in indirect narration. The old man asked how he would get the money to buy clothes. Third example, the girl asked Why did you like this painting? The girl asked me why I had liked that painting. Look at the changes. Why has been placed as a conjunction, inverted commas have been removed, question mark has been removed, and a full stop is placed. Now look at the tense. According to the rules, if the reporting verb is in the past tense, past indefinite will change into past perfect. That's why I have changed this did you like into had liked. Why this you has been changed into I? Because the person addressed is reporting the speech. This has been changed into that. So the question in indirect narration is, the girl asked me why I had liked that painting. Look at the changes in WH word questions in indirect speech. Inverted commas have been removed, question mark has been removed, and a full stop has been placed at the end of a sentence. WH question word has been used as a conjunction to make it an indirect narration. Pronouns of first and second person have been changed into third person, and in first person when the person addressed reported the speech. Adverbs of place and time have also been changed. Reporting verbs to convert questions from direct speech into indirect speech. Ask or asked according to the subject. Inquire of or inquired of, again according to the subject as well as according to the tense. You can also use questions or questioned. So this is how we convert questions from direct speech into indirect speech. Let me tell you an important note also, that the changes in the tense will be made only if the reporting verb is in the past tense. For example, asked or inquired of or questioned. If the reporting verb is in the present tense or the future tense, changes will not be made in the tense. For example, asks or inquires or questions. However, other changes in pronouns and adverbs of time and place will be made. So this is all about today's video lesson. Dear learners, if you like the video, do subscribe my channel and share the video. Your comments are always very valuable, so don't forget to comment below. Link of part 1 of direct indirect speech is given in the description below. Take care of yourself. May Allah bless us all.